Congratulations, guys. If you have seen all the earlier videos of this series and if you have reached up to this particular video, then congratulations to you. And you have learned all the essential components, all the LangChain components which are required to build the chains. Even the name itself, LangChain. So this is based on the chain because we can integrate those components together to build a chain. So congratulations, guys. Now we are all set to create the chains, which is the foundation or the most important uh, part in this series. So let's take a look on the chains. So what are chains? A chain is a sequence of modular components that work together to perform complex tasks within an large language model applications. Okay, so we have seen in the past also, right? If you want to create a blog post, so far we have been dealing how to use the individual components, and now what we will do is we will integrate those components to accomplish a more complex task. So when invoked, a chain takes the input of the first component. So we have seen a model, so we can use the methods like invoke, stream, and batch to generate to inference the model. That model can be Grok model or that model can be OpenAI model. And then we saw how the prompt template works. We can at the runtime we can pass the variables, and when we do prompt template dot invoke, it will basically generate the final outcome. Once we pass the variables, whatever the prompt which is being prepared, that will be produced as an output. Similar way, when we are dealing with the output parsers, if we are using string output parsers, then the final output gets converted into that format of string. So similarly, the concept of chain is that we can basically integrate all these components together, and the syntax is also very simple. So this is how we create a chain. So let me take one highlighter. Okay, so this is the prompt, the model, and the parser. So what we have to do is we have to write the first component as in prompt, and then there is a pipe, and the second component model, and the third component separated by pipe. So what does this actually means? So in a chain, when we write these components in this fashion, that would basically mean the output of my first component will be passed to the model as an input. So the model will receive its input from the output of prompt. And similarly, the output of model will be passed as an input to the parser. Okay, so let me go to the documentation again. Okay, let me show you the enable interface. Conceptual guide. We'll go to runnable interface, and we have seen that table. So also the most important thing is that our input of our chain will be input of our first element prompt. Okay, so if I go and see the prompt, what I can see, its input is the dictionary, and we have used this also, right? We were passing the dictionaries, we were passing the values of uh, the what you call the topic, and we were also passing the information, so that kind of dictionary. So the input of this first component is a dictionary, and the output will be a prompt value. Okay, so the output will be a prompt value. So the prompt value from the prompt will be passed to a model, but is that acceptable by model? So we can see that our chat model can take a string as an input, the list of chat messages, or the prompt value. Exactly, so whatever output which the first component will give is acceptable by our chat model as an input, and the output of our second component is a chat message. So we will go to the output parser, and we can also see the output of an LLM or a chat model. So the input for our output parser is also the chat message. Okay, so essentially we can integrate these components and we can run our chain. So let's have a look on the code. So in the code, what essentially we will take the chain, the chains, what we are going to do is we will, first of all, we needs to have three things. We need to have the prompt, we need to have the model, we need to have the parser. So the prompt we have already defined. I will use the chat prompt template. I will simply copy paste. So this is my prompt template. Next is to build my output parser. I will take or I will take the model first. So I will, where is my model? So I will take Grok as a model. Okay, I can use OpenAI as well. I will, this is for my model. I will copy paste. I have created the model. And the third thing is what? This is our model. This is our prompt templates. And the third thing is our string parser. So right now we are dealing with just three components. So we are preparing those three components. Super. This has given me the code. So all I need to do is I will run this one. I will run this one. Super. This is asking for the key. I will go to Grok API keys, create an API key, demo2, submit, copy, go back, go to my key, click on enter. This is done. So my three components are ready. Now what I need to do is just I need to write the chain. The first component will be my prompt template, and then model grok, and then the parser, isn't it? So my chain is ready. Now, as I said earlier in my DAG, just like the model, prompt template, and output parser, this chain will also, with the chain, this is also a runnable interface. We can use the same methods like invoke, stream, and batch. The only thing which we need to take care is that whatever the first component takes as an input will be input for my chain. So for my chain, when I say not the chain, like it will be chain dot invoke, okay, and I can see the input will be the input for my prompt template. So I have passed the topic. What I will do is I will simply take this output in the response object. If I run this one, if I print my response, this is my final outcome. So you can see we have created one chain successfully, which is the integration of three different components, and I can see this is giving me an output. What our desire was, our ask was to create a plan for the blog post, and the topic which we gave, personal finance and wealth management. What happened? Okay, topic is transformer, right? So what mistake I was doing is that I was actually passing the wrong uh, chat prompt template. So I was passing those messages. So instead of messages, what you need to do is you need to pass these tuples actually. Okay, and then I also changed a bit my prompt. So I have added create plan for my blog post. So now if I run this one chain information response, and finally what this will do is it will generate one plan for my blog post. So it says the title, the introduction, the various sections, section 1, section 2, section 3. So you can basically, it's basically helping you to create the plan with which you can write a blog post. Thank you.